Tonight I'm going to show you how to make my delicious creamy marry me chicken pasta. With that being said, let's get it. All right, as you can see, we have our chicken breast here that's cut up into bite-sized pieces. Make sure you rinse your chicken breast off first before you start to incorporate seasonings. But nevertheless, we're going to start with a drizzle of oil. All right, it's going to help with the marination process. We're also going to add some garlic powder. Add a good amount of garlic powder for that nice garlicky flavor. And besides, I have about 2.5 pounds of chicken, so yeah. Onion powder, paprika, and I'm also going to add some smoked paprika as well. Get that nice smoky element going. When you're making marry me chicken, I noticed that when you add that smoked paprika, it really brings out that flavor. It gives it such a nice smoky element of flavor. We're also going to add some Italian seasoning. Okay, dried parsley. Let's add some Cooking with Tammy seasoning. Don't be afraid, okay? Oh my goodness, she's adding all of those seasonings. All of these seasonings are going to give you a burst of flavor. Let me tell you something. A lot of the seasonings that we've added so far does not consist of sodium. So what are we worried about, right? Let's add some of our low sodium Yo Who's Hungry to the mix. All right, we're going to put our gloves on and get this party started. It's not the number of seasonings that you add, but it's the amount of salt or sodium that's added along with the seasoning. That's the problem. Alrighty, once your chicken looks like this, it has that nice color going on. We're gonna bring our hot skillet out and we're gonna brown our chicken pieces. I went ahead and added the pasta to boiling water. We're gonna cook the pasta for about 18 minutes or until it's al dente. However, here's the thing. I know we all use different brands of pasta, right? You're gonna refer to the back of the box for those cooking instructions, but whatever you do, do not overcook the pasta because we're going to be adding it to the oven later. Our pan is nice and hot and ready to go. We're going to add a good drizzle of oil to get the party started. The butter is going to help with the browning of the chicken. It's going to give it a nice color. All right, let's add our chicken pieces. We're going to make sure that the chicken has the right amount of surface contact in order to brown the chicken pieces perfectly. After about 2 to 3 minutes of browning, we're going to go ahead and flip the chicken over. Allow it to cook for another 2 to 3 minutes on the other side as well. Cooking on medium-high heat. All right, that looks good and it smells absolutely inviting. It smells really good so far. The flavors are definitely there. And like I was saying right earlier while I was seasoning the chicken, stop being nervous when it comes to putting flavor into your foods. It's not going to cause a problem because, as I said before, they're not salted ingredients. If it's salted seasonings, then I would worry. But it's not seasonings that contain a ton of salt. Some of the seasonings obviously has no salt within it. So it's like, what are you afraid of, right? I'm going to remove the chicken from the pan. And if the chicken is not cooked all the way through, that's not a problem because eventually we're going to place it into the oven and the cooking process at that point in time is going to be completed. We're going to place our chicken pieces into the bowl, of course. To the same pan, we are going to add some more butter. All right, as I said before, we're going to be making the sauce at this point in time. Allow the butter to break down. All right, I'm going to get my garlic ready to go. As soon as the butter is melted, we're going to be adding our garlic to the mix. Cook the garlic down for about 20 to 30 seconds or until the garlic becomes fragrant, whichever happens first. We are going to add our sun-dried tomatoes to the mix. And no, don't add regular tomatoes. That's the taste and the flavor profile is absolutely different. It's not the same. You can always pick this up from Walmart. Walmart has sun-dried tomatoes. They have it in the package for the dried sun-dried tomatoes, and you also have the sun-dried tomatoes infused in olive oil as well. Let's add our spinach. Lower the flame, of course. Cook the spinach down until it's wilted, which is going to take 2 seconds. spinach cooks really, really fast. Let's add our chicken broth to the mix. We're also going to add some heavy cream, but I'm just going to get all of the remnants at the bottom of the measuring cup. All right, because I went ahead and used chicken bouillon with water. If you're going to do the chicken and bouillon water mixture, make sure you add more water than bouillon, because bouillon is very salty. All right, high in sodium. We're adding the heavy cream to the mix. We're going to stir it on up. Make sure everything is perfectly incorporated. And it's time for us to season. You know what? But first, let's add some, because we want to make this silky smooth and creamy. So I'm going to add some whipped cream cheese to the mix. I'm just opening it for the first time. Going to add about 4 to 8 ounces. Because I added the milk, it's no longer hot. It's warm, but not hot. When you're adding your cheeses, any type of cheeses, as a matter of fact, you want the sauce to come to like a slight slow simmer. All right, you don't want it to be too hot, because you want to be able to incorporate it, allow the ingredients that you're adding, especially the cheeses, to take its time and break down gradually in order to give you that nice silky smooth sauce. All right, let's season. We're going to add some Italian seasoning, chicken bouillon, garlic powder. That doesn't want to come out of the ramekin, of course. But we're going to add the garlic powder nevertheless. We're also going to add some onion powder. Same problem here. Paprika, not smoked, but regular. Some of our Yo Who's Hungry for a nice herbaceous all-purpose seasoning flavor. And we're going to add some of my all-purpose seasoning, of course. Even though it says chicken, it's universal. You can use it for any and everything. And for even more depths of flavor, we're going to add some mustard. Not just any mustard, but Dijon mustard. I know right now the sauce probably doesn't look like much. As you can see, our sauce is beautiful. We're going to add some freshly grated Parmesan cheese. Use our whisk to whisk it in. This is not just any Marry Me chicken sauce. This is $1 million Marry Me chicken sauce. So we're adding extra things that's going to contribute to making it taste even better. All right, sauce is starting to thicken up, which is perfect. You could add some pecorino romano to this as well, but I don't have any on hand. But what I do have is some of our dried Parmesan cheese as well. I kind of need to use it up, so that's why I'm going to incorporate it to this mix. But if you have some pecorino romano, add that as well. About a 1/4 cup is good. Or until you reach your desired thickness. Continue incorporating. As you can see, our sauce is a lot smoother. We're going to continue whisking until it becomes even more smooth in texture. We're going to add our pasta to our Marry Me chicken sauce. All right, let's reserve just a little bit of pasta. I want the ratio to be perfect. Those little tunnels are going to be filled with sauce. Not to mention those ridges on the pasta is going to grab onto the pasta. Ooh, well, actually the sauce is going to stick onto the ridges of the pasta. It's going to be beautiful. We're going to return our chicken along with the reserved juices back to the skillet. All right, let's get everything scraped on out. We're going to fold our chicken into the pasta. All right, family, we're going to make a buttery crunch topping to go along with our Marry Me chicken pasta bake. In order to do that, all we need is some panko breadcrumbs. The panko breadcrumbs is going to assure that you get that nice crispy crunch that you're looking for. However, I know you're probably like, but all I have is breadcrumbs. I'm going to leave a substitution maybe in the description bar area that you could use instead of panko, but the panko is definitely the best way to go. All right, we're going to add some panko to our bowl along with a pinch of salt, ground black pepper. Let's add some garlic powder, Italian seasoning, Parmesan cheese. This is freshly grated. We're just going to mix it on up. Make sure everything is perfectly combined. We're going to add our melted butter and continue to mix it up. Make sure all of the panko is combined with the butter. You don't want dry panko, okay? You want it to be nice and buttery and garlicky. And you want those pops of Parmesan to come through as well. As you can see, our panko is perfectly saturated with our butter, right? And it still has that beautiful crunch going on. For this, we're going to use a 9x13 casserole dish. You're going to add either some non-stick cooking spray or even some butter. And let's take our pasta and add it to the dish. All right, beautiful. Going to use my spatula to get everything out of the pan. We're going to spread the pasta evenly out into the casserole dish. We're going to take a handful of freshly grated mozzarella cheese and we're going to add it to our Marry Me chicken pasta. I'm going to add a small amount of parsley. Let's add some Parmesan cheese. You can save the parsley for later. You don't have to add it now. I just need a reason to use it because I have a lot of parsley that's chopped up. All right, we're going to take our breadcrumbs and we're going to sprinkle it on the top. Yes, we are. Let's take our parsley and incorporate it throughout the breadcrumbs as well. All right. This is going to go into our preheated 375-degree oven, uncovered for about 20 to 25 minutes or until the cheese is perfectly melted, nice and bubbly, and the chicken is cooked all the way through. This is 10 minutes after taking it out of the oven, and as you can see, this is gorgeous. Our Parmesan crust, right? The buttery crust that's on top. As you can see, the butter, right? The butter browned perfectly, right? This is gorgeous. If you want to add some red chili flakes on top to give it an additional pop of color, you definitely can. You can also add some additional parsley or even chopped basil, and that would top this off perfectly. But nevertheless, without further ado, let's eat. Creamy, delicious Marry Me chicken pasta. Time to eat. You guys get the first bite. I'm being nice today. We went all out today, okay? This is why I refer to it as $1 million Marry Me chicken pasta bake. This plate right here should be worth $1 million. Absolutely delicious. You're getting, you're getting so many flavors, right? You're getting the creaminess, you're getting the decadency, you're getting the Parmesan cheese with that little nutty flavor going on. Plus you're getting that nice little tart taste from the sun-dried tomatoes, not to mention everything else that we added. We get that nice little crunch from the panko buttery Parmesan topping that we created as well. We're getting that nice crunch from it. If you want to add to this, add some lemon juice, a squeeze of lemon juice, and I tell you, it's going to be so worth it. If you want to take it up even further, add some hot sauce or even some pepper sauce. And when I tell you, you're going to knock the ball out of the park, straight home run, baby. It's going to be, trust me, it's going to be worth it. Don't forget to get your seasonings, cookingwithtammy.shop. My goodness. These seasonings are going to make every single dish that you make taste even better. And the great thing about it is you don't even have to be a professional cook in order to finesse or make a delicious meal. As always, cookingwithtammy.shop for your seasonings. Also check out Rosie Princess Gems for the little girly trinkets and stuff that I also sell. And that's about it for now, my loves. Give this recipe a try. Let me know what you think. All recipe details will be in the description bar of this video. And that is about it. We got some eating to do. Talk to you later. Bye, guys.